Child, get in here right now. This is not a drill. This is not a drill. King sat up there and dropped this long ass video, but in the video, he dropped some text messages, and a lot of y'all letting it go over y'all head that this GoFundMe was a fucking scam. Not only did King mention his secret stash for them piss-po ass fucking school supplies, but he even dropped some text messages to Nique from back in May when he's talking about these visa issues. Baby, they've been doing border runs since before May. Excuse me? Have mercy. Now, before we get into this video, just a disclaimer. These are my black ass opinions and messy little thoughts. Nothing is fact, just vibes and fair use, baby. Period. Child, this video with King was so insufferable, I had to go lay my ass down somewhere. I had been caught an instant attitude and a headache. The man makes 0 sense. But we can't skip over the text messages because this is how people are skipping over the fact that they donated $9K to a GoFundMe for what? For visa issues, for these people to fund their life because they've been penny pinching since they left Houston to go to Thailand. But let's get into it. So on April 16th, King asked if Kaiser was with her because he gave his phone a call. Then on April 24th, he texted her and said, hey, you looked at any flights? I can look for you if you haven't. Just tell me the day he gets out of school. Also, I really want Kaiser here with me for the whole summer. I want to let him experience Thailand and Japan. I need to be able to teach him man ways because he always around you and your mama. And I'm grateful y'all doing a great job with him, but I need him to learn certain things from his dad. Oh my God, King, what's not clicking? You the one who moved to Thailand out the country. If you felt like your son needed to be with his daddy, you need to teach him man ways because he always around Nique and her mom. Whose fault is that? You didn't even want to be around him when you was in the state. He was like, I have money right now. I have the money to buy his flight. That's why I'm trying to get it now before things get expensive. So on April 25th, he asked Nique, would you want me to come get him? Then maybe you come get him when it's time for him to go back. On April 29th, he said, hey, I need to know what's going on. I have plans for me and Kaiser and have to sort out everything. Plus, if you're letting him spend the summer with me. But at the same time, I truly want him to be with me for the summertime. Let me know an answer because I have to do paperwork with my visa as well. Pause. King and Lena left for Thailand back in February. It is now April 29th and he's already letting Nique know that he has to do some paperwork for his visa. Clock it. But let's continue. Nique responded and said, hey, you could come get him. King responded and said, okay, great. Please send a picture of Kaiser passport. On April 30th, King messaged Nique and said, hey, Kaiser passport, I needed to book our flights. He texted her again that same day, a few hours later, and he asked, is everything all right? I'm waiting and waiting. It's taking a little minute to receive responses and info from you. Nique responded back and said, okay, I'm finna send it. What day are you getting it for and what day back? May 1st. Now pay attention to this specific message right here. On May 1st, he responded and said, okay, thank you. Glad I have that. But this is my situation. My 60-day visa is up June 4th in Thailand, but I'm in the process of getting a longer visa. I went to the immigration to ask if I was to leave before my expired date, would I be able to come back to Thailand with no problem? Pause. I told y'all, when you are doing a border run, you have to get the fuck out of Thailand every 60 days. Let's continue. He said they was like, it's not the best thing to do because they're cracking down with foreigners leaving in and out of Thailand if I don't have proof of a visa. Pause. You mean to tell me these people packed their life up from Houston and moved over there to Thailand and never went to the immigration to get their visas in order? This only confirms that when they went on this so-called vacation to Vietnam, they were on a border run then, after their 60 days, after they got there in February. Now here it is in May, and he already had it planned for Nique to go and bring the child over there so that he wouldn't have to leave because he didn't want to risk leaving and not being able to get back in. This also explains another reason why when King did leave to go and get Kaiser, Lena got on that live crying and stuff like that. And when people asked her why you didn't just go with him, it's because number one, they're broke as fuck. They didn't have the money for all those tickets. Number two, their visas were not up to par. They were up for expiring and they could not leave up out of Thailand. They needed to get an extension first. So it all boils down to King's irresponsible ass literally would go get that child from Houston and brought him back, whole time knowing that their visas were up to par and whole time they were just on an extension. Now fast forward to the end of June. Well, him and Lena already pre-planned that their next border run location was going to be Malaysia. So they start posting videos prepping for our Malaysia vacation. Lena hopped on this Facebook group already promoting her nanny, already trying to find her nanny another job because their broke asses don't have the money to continue to pay her $6 an hour, and especially pay her for the time that they're going to be gone. They knew they were going to be gone for a while, hence what she said in this post. They paid this woman 200 baht, which is $6 an hour for 2 kids. Meanwhile, Lena is also prepping for this big surgery that she got going on. Ain't nothing gonna ever make me believe that she didn't already plan to go out there and have a fucking surgery. But what happened was something else happened in regards to this surgery, and her funky ass couldn't get up off that table unless them people got some change. So they sat there with their last YouTube check money that they got on June 21st and went and paid them people what they owed them, and then got up there and made a GoFundMe asking people for $9K to support their fucking life. And also, since she stayed in that hospital more than expected, King said himself, he stayed in Malaysia longer than he was supposed to. So that goes to show you right there, they overstayed there a lot of time that they needed to be away from Thailand in Malaysia. Then after they made it back to Thailand, that visa still wasn't in order. And he knew it was going to be in order. And that's why on July 4th, he had already told Nique, when it's time, you're going to have to come get him. Because he already knew that they needed to stay away for a longer period of time. And he knew that once he go back to Thailand, these people sat up here and played in y'all motherfucking face. They played in LK family face. They played in everybody on the internet face. He was going to have to ask for an extension or a renewal, and he wasn't going to be able to leave Thailand and go back without any problems. Clock posted these videos to their viewers, trying to influence them to move to Thailand when they're out there broke as hell. Posting these things saying that it's a vacation when whole time this is your restriction because you didn't do the work. You didn't do the paperwork. You didn't have that money to secure permanent visas out there. So at this fucking point, if Nique decides to take his ass to the damn courthouse, she needs to go ahead on and add that in there too. This man had her child in a whole nother country and his visa wasn't together. What him and Lena choose to do with their 2 toddlers is totally separate from what the hell he decides to do with him and Nique's child. His mother should have been aware about the real cause of his visa issues and him jumping from border to border with her child included. Excuse me? Have mercy. If you made it to the end of the video and you're a yapper like me, meet me in the comments so we can have a key. That's all I got for y'all today, baby. Ciao, y'all so messy.